Oh, I'm gonna have to rest after this. What's up, you academic geniuses? Welcome back to the channel. I'm making an assumption here, based on the fact that you chose to watch this channel. Today we're gonna be reacting to something specific. We're actually gonna look at goth dudes.
Oh, hi there, baby bat. I'm just making your favorite dinner. Grilled cheese tombstone.
Oh, this is Vision Video. I made this guy upset. Let's see if this guy's upset about anything that I've said recently. Yep. You know, I should get some more exposure to some actual goth music, don't you think? I think maybe I should support the scene. I think Vision Video is actually coming to Belfast at some point this month, so I could show my support. But don't worry, kids, okay? Goth isn't political. It's actually the complete opposite of that. You can actually read up on it. Yeah, it's in books and stuff. Man, I hope you waited before you put the makeup on the bridge piercing. I used to have a bridge piercing. I actually still have scars from it here. My bridge piercing was not good. It did not sit very well. But yeah, that's what my face went like. See the way it was at the beginning there? Like you've been punched in the face? That's what my bridge piercing did. It really made me look like I'd been punched in the nose. It's super bad. But yeah, mine never settled. I had to take it out. It sucked. It looked really cool, but man, I had to take it out.
Oh, hi there, Dadarino. So you have a baby bat that wanted to send you a message.
Using the phrase baby bat, this guy's the best. Super cool. Do you know what? There is something to be said, I think, between the public transport and being goth. I think these two things go together perfectly, don't they? Because whenever you think about a goth getting around town, it's usually like the subway or fluorescently lit bus or something like that. Gothic in the sense of their incredibly depressing ways to get around. There's like a somber melancholy to the silence that's present on these types of transport. The destitution of the types of people who are reliant on these underfunded public services. Because you don't really think of goths driving cars. Really, do you? It's not really a concept that, but like you see a goth on a subway or the goth on a train or goth on a bus, and it like, I don't know, there's something like aesthetically pleasing about the idea, you know? I think there is something to be said there. It's like goths and trees. Do you remember that? Do you remember goths and trees? I can't remember where that thread was. Maybe Vampire Freaks back in the day, but goths and trees, no, it was Tumblr maybe, I think. Whenever goths wanted to take photos, they were too like scared to go into town and take photos in front of everybody with crazy makeup and clothes on. So they'd go down to the woods where there was no one and they'd take photos in trees. But this was like a thing that they all did, and it became such a prevalent meme. Oh, the safe embrace of the woodland, concealed anonymity amongst the foliage, both deciduous and coniferous. Yep, that stuff stays with you. It does. Stays with you for a while. I used to be the cute guy with the eyeliner and the lip ring in the place that I didn't have split dye. I mean, I did split dye in 2009. I think for the first time I did split dye was 2009. But yeah, I used to be that person, man. Nice message to be sharing. It's very nice. It's a good message. I've never really been a fan of Never been a fan of the triple nose ring. It tends to give your nose like an unflattering silhouette, so to speak. But good message. Nice hair. Nightwish. I Wish I Had an Angel by Nightwish. I love that song. Everyone want a vampire boyfriend. It only works for chicks. Because no one wants a vampire boyfriend. Did you watch Twilight? It never works out well.
Think of a goth celebrity. The first thing you think of is probably Susie Sue, Robert Smith, Elvira,
Jake Monroe.
God forbid, Marilyn Manson. But the reality is, the goth scene is a lot more diverse than that. We could talk about Toby O'Candy, lead singer of Light Asylum. I would bring up Rafael Reyes, founder of Prayers, and probably the leader of the Cholo Goth movement. We could bring up Exist Trace, an all-female Japanese visual kai band who mixes
Visual kai? Visual kai. Yeah, we're done. We're done with this reel. I already wasn't having a good time. And we're definitely done with the real now. Foundation with a chin strap is crazy. That's a crazy thing to be doing. Oh, it's WGT. Skip to the end. Hey, I like the necklace stuff. Yeah, the necklace, black necklace stuff's very cool. Very nice. I would never go to a goth festival, man, because I'm honestly not too desperate to spend a lot of time around goths. I actually couldn't think of anything worse. But yeah, stomp around, have a good time, man. You don't really get to decorate yourself as a man for too long. There's definitely a cutoff point for it, which sucks. I wouldn't be going to WGT or Mariluna. It's not really something I'd be interested in. I was interested in it before. I think whenever I first started getting into this, like the 2020s. 2020, 2021. But of course, I became insanely famous during lockdown, so I could do absolutely nothing about it. So that was terrible. Man, the amount of things I would have been doing. The amount of things I would have been doing if the massive explosion, the initial explosion of my career was not done in the middle of lockdown. But there's no point crying over spilled milk. But now I definitely would not go to places like Mariluna or WGT. Being part of the goth subculture is no longer a priority of mine, to be perfectly honest. In fact, it's not even been a part of myself that I've ever found that important or even required. The only aspect of my community contributions that I actually value have been how I've made more men feel comfortable wearing goth makeup and being goth and being part of the goth subculture. I feel like that's pretty good. And I'm also now proving that you don't need to be a member of Antifa to be a goth either. No, that part has always been something I've valued as a contribution towards the goth subculture. The rest I couldn't care less about, but in terms of making men feel more comfortable expressing their darker inclinations, their more flamboyant, theatrical side, and being able to fully take part and express themselves within a subculture, to me that has value, and I'm very much proud of that aspect of my online career. But my work is yet to be done. I've still got some really funny things that I want to be doing with the goth subculture, because God, it's just so easy to troll, because it's definitely been hijacked, hasn't it? Oh, he wrote this. This is actually quite interesting, because I've been meaning to talk about this, actually. More dudes actually just making music, contributing to the goth scene. It's actually quite interesting because that's like Zoomer goth. That's like a new type of like dark wave, gothic rock, not gothic rock, but it's like a new type of gothic electronic music that has inspired and has come out of the uniqueness and the originality, however small it is, that exists within this Gen Z malaise of depression that exists in the digital dystopian future we find ourselves in. There is definitely a lot to find in this modern future to make people be more introspective and artistic with their approach to their place in it and how they can make sense of these kinds of things happening. The same way that post-war, post-industrial environment and culture of the UK was the backdrop to the birth of goth, so too can there also be this new meaning, this new reason for kids to discover the exact same liberation within the goth subculture and within all the core values of goth, because that's pretty much all it ever has been. It's been the escape of these things, to indulge in art and to write and create things that express your dissatisfaction, your depression, your romanticisms, and the despair that people feel under the oppression that people feel from various different aspects of society. I endorse this. I support this, actually. I support a brand new redefinition of why people are getting into goth in the first place. Reading up on goth, I learned that there were inspirations that led to certain individuals to create and pursue things that were not yet real in an environment that felt oppressive and homogenous, gray, bleak. So to be able to escape from that kind of thing and indulge in the more literary or artistic and theatrical, indulge in some of your uniqueness, I thought was a fantastic sense of liberation from that kind of thing. See what I mean? And you can do that today. You can listen to the dull hum of the leftist ideologues currently tearing this country to pieces in the name of freedom, I guess, or criminals. I think it might be criminals. Their denouncement of any contribution a man could possibly have to society, to culture. The infiltration of damaging ideologies into our school systems affecting our children. You could feel these things as an oppression on your creativity, on the diversity of your thought, of your personality, as a policing of how you should be as a person. There is an expectation of what you should think, how you should act, what you should stand up for, and how you should support that. And in the face of all these things, in the face of this regime, in the face of this tyranny, this self-justified authoritarianism, you can instead escape to something that does not require you to take part in any of these things. The inspirations for being a part of a specific subculture like goth have stood the test of time. They were timeless then and they're timeless now. The romantic side to human suffering, the beauty that you find in the suffering of oppression, the necessity to create counter art within your counterculture, to challenge the societal norms, especially as a man these days. No, goth is just as relevant these days as it's ever been. It's just the enemies look different now, don't they? The aggressors, the litigators, they look different. Their faces are different. Their slogans are different, but the feelings that they evoke in people are all the same.
Does your goth friend look a little too scary? Then just get him a corgi butt. Easy way to not be scary anymore.
This is a common concern. Sometimes the scariness does need to be brought down a bit, and now we know how. You can get a corgi butt. I can imagine that's also probably a pretty good physical stimulant, I guess. For your stimmies? For your stimmies. I hate Zoomers, man, so much. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I had a lot of fun today, and I made it a great day. And I'll catch all of you guys next time. Bye-bye now.